Hi guys, this is Kayla.
And this is Becky, and we're with a couple of Bees Read, and it is our weekly wine.
Yes, what is the wine for this week, Becky?
Well, one that we've never had. Nest is another one of our exclusive wineries that does the clean crafted wines, which means they don't use pesticides. And then when they make the wine, they don't add sugars and dyes and other things to it. I'm really interested in this one, though, because reading about it.
Ooh, I love that color.
I know, isn't it beautiful? That is a beautiful wine. So this is also a Scout Circle exclusive. So if you wanted, you need to join our Scout Circle. So
it smells good. Oh, that's good.
Okay.
It would taste good with a steak.
It would.
Like,
that's one of the things that's said about it is that it does well with anything you grill, barbecue, anything like that, but steak, anything off the grill that it would go well with. It has when I was reading about it, it said it had the blue and black fruity flavors like blueberries, black cherry. It also said, if you notice, there's kind of a spiciness to it. So it has a black pepper.
Oh, wow.
We've had one other wine, and I can't remember which one it was, had the black pepper.
Was it the velvet one?
Maybe it's maybe.
Because that's what it reminds me a little bit of, is that velvet red.
That's true.
It's not as smooth, it's not as velvety, but
but boy, that is good. That is really good.
You can taste the black cherry.
Yeah, like, you really can.
That was, when you said that, I was like, that's what that is.
It's very bold. So very bold. It's interesting. The Nest, their brand, they named it the Nest, their winery, because they said if you think about, what is a nest? A bird's nest. It's made out of very common, not even very flattering things, just sticks and little pieces of grass and leaves and even dirt at times. But then what does the nest do? It's a home. It's comfort. It provides protection and warmth and a sense of family for the bird,
Right.
And so that's how they see their winery. And they said, and wineries always look, if a bird builds a nest in your vines, that's a really good sign, because that means that your winery is very healthy. And that it doesn't have the pesticides, and it doesn't have things that would turn the animal world off. So
that's
that was
very cool.
Yeah, I thought that was very, very interesting. But so here it is, Nest, and this is the 2021 Syrah. So
good.
It's in California. Is where the winery is located. So try a bottle.
And now to our book, and this blood red color really goes with the book I'm talking about today.
That's great.
It's on by Kindle. Of course, you can get it in paperback. I think you can get it in hardcover, but it is The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. And if you have an Instagram, you have seen this book. It's like massively popular on Instagram. I'd been seeing it everywhere, and then I went to dinner with my sister-in-law, and we were talking about authors. She tends to like stuff like, I like dark, twisted, like murder mystery stuff. She likes the dark, twisted stuff with a side of smut. So,
she's gonna get you for that.
No, she would be the first to tell you. And so sometimes when she's recommended things, there's one book she recommended. And
the one we talked about at the beach that we couldn't say the name of.
Yes, and there was another one that I got the audiobook for it. And I was just going along listening to it at work while I was doing my typing and everything. And then it got to a part that I was like, oh no, if my boss hears this. So she has great recommendations. Sometimes I just have to be careful. But she mentioned the author Frida McFadden. And I said, she's the one that wrote The Housemaid, and that's all over Bookstagram. And she's like, yes. She said, I haven't read The Housemaid yet. Or no, she hadn't read the sequel yet. She said, but The Housemaid is great. All of her books are great. And I 100% agree with my sister-in-law on this. Like, I love a book that can kind of follow the formula, but at the same time toss me a twist that I'm like, wait a minute. What just happened? And I finished actually the sequel to The Housemaid this weekend called The Housemaid's Secret.
Oh.
And I wanted to talk about them at the same time, but then I realized I can't talk about both of them.
Okay.
Because that would give away what happens in the first one.
Oh, okay.
So in The Housemaid, you have this character, Millie, who is trying so hard to get a job. But it's very hard for her because she just got out of prison. And she's finally able to get a job with a woman who just, once she gets to know the woman seems like insane. Like her first day there, the woman is accusing her of like, she tries to give peanut butter crackers to the woman's daughter, and she's like, no, she's allergic to peanut butter. She'd never told her, but she tries to accuse her of killing her daughter. Like there's a day where she comes in and she's like throwing dishes down and breaking them. Like, yeah, this woman seems absolutely crazy. And her husband, who the housemaid Millie meets, is super nice and super kind and considerate. So it's, she's like, how did this nice man end up with this crazy woman? Meanwhile, she has moved in upstairs of this house, and it is like this tiny little attic that the door locks from the outside. She has a cot. And it's very strange. Well,
be changing that lock.
Yeah. Yeah. So the whole time she's suspecting the wife, and that's where the twist comes from. And I can't say anything else
or you'll give it away.
Ruin it. But it's an absolute insane roller coaster of a novel, about 50% through, where you think you figured it out. You think that, okay, yes, this is exactly what I expected. The rug's pulled out from under you, and it's like, no, total opposite. Absolutely not what's happening here.
Cool.
And it's awesome. And I will say this about Millie. I like my female characters to be strong.
Right.
She is very strong there, and it turns out, I think I can give this twist away. It's not really a big twist, but it turns out she was in prison when she was in college. A guy had tried to attack her roommate.
Oh.
And she beat the mess out of him.
Oh.
And in that beating the mess out of him, accidentally killed him.
Oh.
But because it was an accident, she didn't get life in prison or anything.
Right.
But she's one of these that she is not to be toyed with. She's not going to be anyone's victim. And if you try to make her that, she's going to take care of you. So,
well, she sounds interesting.
Definitely interesting. Also, this book is from one of my favorite publishers, Bookatour. They also published Jessica Payne's book.
Yeah, yes,
I've not read a bad book by them yet, so I really hope they pick mine up. Hint, hint. But that would be nice. But no, both of those books are really good. Pick them up today, and you'll finish them in within a couple of days. Because once you're in, you're in.
Oh, that sounds great.
A great read.
So do you think it is a book that I would enjoy reading?
I think so.
Okay.
Good. And a lot of the books I've read lately, I've been like, this would not be what Becky would like.
Right.
But this one,
okay, good.
I think you'd probably read it in a day.
Okay.
Like, it's super twisted.
I'll have to give it a read. See.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thanks for being with us, guys.
Thanks, guys.
See you later. Come back. Have a great week.